I'm back.
Geography. What?
I'm gonna link you to the new stream in that.
Uh,
Sorry about that. Again, OBS is just so good.
Well, it wouldn't be a Metley Crue stream if we didn't have technical difficulties.
I swear that.
Here's one of the errors that they had to deal with. Cyclops' real name is Scott Summers, not Scott Saunders, like you have on the bio screen. Please change. All caps, yet again.
Yeah.
It's
one of the
funny when
problems that exists with having to put stuff together remotely like that. And because if they were in the same room with these people, they could be making these corrections like on the fly. God damn it! You just had to give. You just had to have a fucking reason. Fucking make up an excuse for goddamn Sandman to have minions, even though he's usually a solo act. Because we have to work that into the game somehow.
Bring me a dream. Make him the cutest that I've ever seen.
No, actually, Gizmo's never had Gizmo, you never got a chance to say the thing yet, did you?
The thing?
Oh, what a Metley Crew we are.
Yeah, you never actually said. Did you actually say that?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, we did
No,
when we
I
started
did.
up
Alex
earlier.
did. Kevin did. You didn't yet.
That's my choice.
Yeah. He doesn't have to say it if he doesn't want to.
Damn it,
I
Peter!
always thought that was Alex's thing.
Yeah, it was mine and Alex's thing, so... Okay, I'm gonna get your stream on.
I mean, you can say it if you want.
Okay, hello, what a fucking Metley Crew we fucking are.
What are you, the angry video game nerd?
Fucking.
What's up, bitch? You should have done the Silent Rob thing, Gizmo, actually.
Motherfuckers!
Why is Miles turning into Thor?
What's up, bitches? This is Silent Rob taking a shit in your cereal. Because you got bad taste in cereal.
I get the very distinct impression that
What's up, bitches? This is Silent Rob pissing in your coffee.
That Gizmo is retarded. Yeah, he's mentally retarded, but so am I.
And as am I.
Oh, you're just gonna pause the game. You're just gonna pause the game when I put down the controller like that. And is there no way for me to have lost that QTE?
Okay.
Oh yeah, Kevin said,
if not,
retards.
Oh, you mean like you mean like how the Avengers won't ever let you lose a QuickTime event?
What?
Avengers actually does let you lose QuickTime events on the highest difficulty. I thought it did on the highest difficulty.
I'm like, what is the point of QTEs if you can never fail them?
Okay, so why does Sandman? I haven't been okay for a long time. Why does he have a bomber jacket on top of his iconic striped shirt?
Ow.
Like the bomber jacket, he's never worn a bomber jacket that I remember.
I know the Hydro Man wore a bomber jacket.
Yeah, Hydro Man wears a bomber jacket. Sandman isn't the one who wears a fucking bomber jacket. Like, you can't see... I couldn't even see the stripes on his shirt. Actually, hang on, yeah. So, Spider-Man 3, the game for, like, the PS3 and Wii, had the stripes on Sandman. 6 months ago, Solid Snake was in the jungle. It's actually Kraven the Hunter. With yet another ass haircut. Why?
By the way, Alex.
Yeah?
You want to know something interesting?
Yeah?
Remember when people mistakenly assumed that Shocker's voice actor from the Spider-Man and from the Spider-Man game based on the movie was,
you gotta be a bit more specific than that.
The actor from the game based on the movie.
Yeah, again, you gotta be a bit more specific than that. Spider-Man 1,
I think his
Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 1.
Okay.
Because, we had Dwight Schultz in the first game. Dwight Schultz having voiced Vulture.
I hope this is a warm
So-
enough welcome for you, insect.
So why does this? Quick question: why does this guy have an emo fringe over just one eye?
Let's just sit now, Alex. Some people were actually looking forward to Michael Bialotti returning as Shocker, just because they actually liked him in Spider-Man 1, the video game.
Okay.
He's a good shocker.
Let's just
Shocker.
say that was woefully inaccurate.
Black Cat, Prowler, Wraith, Tombstone, Sandman, Vulture,
Ambusher.
Cause
somebody else, and then they cut away before I can read any more of it.
Well, you
No,
mentioned
but he's-
Craven, right, Alex?
Yes, Craven is right here.
I fear it. Unfortunately, I have been told that Shocker got off-screen to death
What?
Yay!
by Craven.
Stupid.
Yay!
Yeah.
Shocker is a really underutilized villain to begin with, so I don't know why. I don't know why
Sadly,
anybody's
now Yuri
bothered.
Lowenthal will never get to say, "Get back here, Shocker!"
They should have. That's one of the most iconic moments in Spider-Man history, and they should have had it in this game. I'm
You
not
know,
saying
right?
that everything has to reference everything like that, but it would have been neat if we could have had a like a mission of Bully Lowenthal hunting down the Shocker.
Yeah, so I was talking with some people on Spence and Sharpest Sniper's Discord server.
Peter,
and,
Peter, you don't
and Spence
need to...
was like,
Peter, I'm
was like, oh, was like, yeah, was like talking about Shocker, and I'm like, okay, just tell me. I'm not gonna probably be able to get the game for a while, so just tell me anyway. And wouldn't you know it, that was the thing they told me about, and I'm just like,
Ah.
yeah.
Oh
Yay.
yeah.
So, in other
Well-
news, the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1 has not increased the native resolution of Metal Gear Solid, the original Metal Gear Solid, at all. It's still
I
running
heard.
in like 240p. Yes. Thank you, game.
No,
I know how to
yeah.
point launch! You can read my fucking save files if you want. But yeah, so Metal Gear Solid had, on the Master Collection, it is just a shitty port, shitty emulation or direct port of the version that already existed. They didn't go to the PC version that they released on GOG not that long ago, but it increased the resolution, or pack out some of the pick out some of the shit from the archives. Oh, it.
Like any sane, rational person would.
Yeah, like this is a pretty big. It's a pretty big deal here, guys. Like, it seems like I kind of feel like we ought to be working on this a little bit harder. This is one of the greatest games ever made, and granted, I'm gonna get it for the Switch because I like the novelty of having things that used to come on multiple CDs for the Switch.
Well, Alex, here's the thing. I'm probably going to wait. I'm just going to probably wait till I go to a con to find Twin Snakes on GameCube.
I have it. It's
Well,
worth it.
I'm gonna when time comes, I'm gonna like emulate Twin Snakes and play. But I'm gonna play the heavily modded version of the PC version of the original Metal Gear Solid because, well, it's gonna be an easier time to capture for me.
Just so you know, Meryl's codec is 1/0.15.
Yes, and it's going to be printed on the back of the box, I believe.
Yeah, but you wouldn't know that unless you actually get a complete inbox.
That just seems kind of random.
No,
I think that was a way for people to actually buy it legally instead of just pirating it, because back in the
game
day,
will also,
well,
the
back
game
in
will
the
also
day,
just put it in there if you bug what's her name about it enough.
who?
Or,
Mei
actually, I
Ling.
can't remember.
Mei-Ling?
No, it's not Mei Ling. I think it's the scientist girl. Well,
Naomi?
what's her name?
Naomi?
Naomi, yeah. I think if you bug, it's either Naomi or Otacon enough, they'll just tell you the number.
Right, but you wouldn't know that unless you actually do that. So most people wouldn't really unless they're bored.
Now I'm going to have to pilot the fucking drone.
Again, the fucking
Why is there a button?
snake.
Why is there a button that turns this game into Superman 64? Why was that button allowed to exist?
There's no time to waste.
So Gizmo, I think I remember telling you and the others
Guys,
about my
I'm regretting my decision.
about the time I met George Newbern at Kineticon. And I told him about that fan art I saw of Sephiroth opening up his jacket. It to reveal the Krypton, the House L symbol.
The fuck?
And you want to know what George Newbern said? And when I told him about that fan art,
Huh?
he's like, "This looks like a job for Sephiroth."
That's actually pretty good.
I know, I should have recorded that. That was a missed opportunity on my part.
Oh man, so I was at a Halloween party a couple of weeks back, and I don't know if I remember to tell you guys about this at the time, but I got to meet all of the Oompa Loompas.
All of them.
All of them, yes, because they're all because all of the ones that were in the Tim Burton film were played by the same guy, and I got to meet him.
Deep Row.
Oh, that's you're talking
yes.
about.
Deep Roy, I believe.
That's
Roy,
when you
it's
said all of
pronounced,
them.
but
I thought
yes.
you were talking about the original Oompa Loompas.
No, I just got to meet
The
Deep Roy.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory Oompa Loompa.
Yeah, the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So each hero has a unique skill tree. He navigates Peter's skill tree. Okay, so I gotta go here.
Oh, a while ago.
Spider
speaking of-
Whiplash.
So a while ago,
But,
speaking of being retarded, looks like the Capcom Fighting Collection has gave us an update. That's not really an update. You remember, for those, how many of you have played Puzzle Fighter?
I haven't.
I've played it briefly. I emulated it back in the day.
So if you played Puzzle Fighter, not the puzzle fighting game, like not the puzzle fighting game, like the chibi fighting game where you play as chibi Street Fighter characters. There's an ending where for Dan that if you win, he finds a letter from Sakura saying all your moves look retarded in addition to being completely useless in a fight, which is pretty funny, right?
Yeah.
But in the Capcom Fighting Game Collection,
Oh yeah. Okay, hang on. Actually, before I forget, so I'm just gonna bring this up. So yeah, at that Halloween party, I was telling you about where I got to meet all of the Oompa Loompas, and also I also, I'm mesmerized by the stupidity of the Iron Spider limbs and how clunkily they were introduced to the game. So anyways, yeah, so
At the very least, with the MCU movie suit with the Iron Spider, there was at least a reason.
yeah. So I met a guy who was dressed as Jesus, and we were pals for most of the party. And I also met a guy who was dressed as the Pope, and I was dressed as Solid Snake. And I walked up. Yeah, Solid Snake is the costume that I've got like most. It's really complete. I've got all kinds of shit for it, so I just use it year after year because it's probably my highest effort costume I've ever made. And I walked up to the guy who was dressed as the Pope, and I said, "Forgive me, Father, for I have snaked." And I was kicking myself for not recording that.
Well, now it's recorded.
stupid.
Oh, that sounds
And people, just about everybody who was within earshot cracked up.
Of course they would. Oh, well, how
You
did
have
the Pope
acquired the
react?
upshot. Oh, he cracked up. Web grabber.
Forgive me, Father, for I have
Pulls
snake.
and throwables from the environment, crashing them into enemies. Why?
It's so stupid it works.
I'm not Batman! I don't want to be Batman, I want to be Spider-Man, damn it!
No, 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 no.
Alex, don't you know you're gonna eventually have to play the Arkham games?
Hey, I'd rather
where?
be Spider-Man than
I have them.
Batman. I'd rather be Spider-Man than Batman because at least more than half of Spider-Man's girlfriends don't want to kill him or leave him to die.
Well, I mean, Talia wants to date rape you, and Catwoman is Catwoman.
Yeah, and apparently
Poison-
Catwoman in this game
Is
decided
is
to-
Toad's
that-
bi
yes.
now?
Well, she
Well, it's also-
decided that because she couldn't get any of that spider dick, she wanted to get some clam in instead.
There is a fanfic where Spider-Man gets transported to the DCAU universe, you know, the animated universe.
Dude, you need to link me to that because that sound.
Yeah, that
You know,
sounds
while I
cool.
appreciate the knockback, for the spinning, it's kind of absurd because some of these guys should be coming in on me. Actually, you know, can I adjust the difficulty? Can I make the game harder?
Why would you want that? You're playing on the hardest difficulty that they have.
Well, not only. Well, here's the thing. I'm not
This
done.
is-
I'm not done though. He joined. Not only is on retainer by he's not only is Justice League keeping him on retainer. He's also living with Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn, trying to convert them to the good side.
Hey, buddy.
Why those two?
Well, for one, they're an iconic duo. Oh, and he also tried getting Livewire to the good side, which he successfully does.
Okay.
Is he doing these conversions with his dick?
You know what? It's actually hinted at when they eventually meet the future Justice League from the Justice League Unlimited episode. Because, you know, Dee and Dee.
Yeah.
I mean, Harley had to fuck someone in that show, right? They never mentioned the father. Here, on the other hand, the moment they see Spider-Man, they mention how young his daddy looks. Yeah,
Okay.
that gives you an idea. Oh, and Moreland starts beating some ass in Gotham.
You know, this is why they gave Miles his own name in Spider-Man and Spidey and His Amazing Friends, and some of the comics, because charge jump.
I summon.
Okay.
I summon.
But is it alright if I read the rest, or you got more to say about
Oh yeah,
the
go.
London?
No. Oh, so I don't have any other stories, but yeah. So I noticed. So yeah, we were talking about something that Sakura says to Dan Hibiki in Puzzle Fight.
Yeah, at first in the original game, in the original translation, Sakura says that Dan's. I'm paraphrasing here. She basically says
He talks like a homo and his shit's all retarded.
yes. Well, no. Well, actually, all your moves look retarded to addition to being completely useless in a fight.
Yeah.
And they changed it to all your moves look stupid in addition to being completely useless in a fight.
Yeah, so it's important to note neither of these translations are accurate
They're
because
not.
in the original Japanese version, which they would have if they'd have just done an accurate translation the first time, and they wouldn't have had to change it this time. In the original Japanese version, she said that he looked stupid and he needed to stop fighting, I think. But is that generally accurate?
Generally accurate, yeah.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, he looked. Yeah, basically he just looked fucking dumb. And he needed to, basically go home and be a family man.
But Guile's not here to tell him that, Alex.
Well, Sakura's gonna have to tell him for him. It's with great power comes great responsibility, and everybody who's near Dan Hibiki has the responsibility to tell him that he needs to stop.
And to be a little more accurate, Sakura calls Dan's moves uncool.
Yeah, uncool. Yeah, he looks uncool and he's stupid, and that's That's
That
basically
doesn't sound like
what she's.
That doesn't sound like something that Sakura would say, considering they're good friends.
Well, no, I
Well,
get that, but
That was
this is
Puzzle
supposed to be a
Fighter.
yeah.
So-
Puzzle Fighter. is
Puzzle
supposed to be like a-
Fighter is a goofy Gaiden game. It's not supposed to be
Yeah,
like
it's
taken
more of a joke.
seriously.
It's more of a joke side game.
Okay, I see. I was
And
just
now
making sure because
Yeah, it's sort of like if say
Now
there
I
was
have
like
to play
a.
Spider-Man 64 again.
It's sort of like if say there was a chibi Injustice game and Superman says.
God damn it!
And Superman says to Batman at Batman's ending, your gadgets are stupid. You should stop spending your money on all these stupid shit, rich boy. You know, it's sort of like that. You know, Superman's not going to say that, whether he be
Oh
Injustice
boy, I
or...
think this bat might have more dollars than cents if you catch my drift.
Yeah, he wouldn't say something like that, whether Injustice or normal version of Superman. But it's supposed to be funny. It's not canon, and it's supposed to be a side game. So that's why people give it a pass. This, on the other hand, it's I don't know what I should feel about this because it's already funny enough that Sakura is calling Dan's moves retarded and stupid, and he should stop fighting. But now that they're trying to dumb it down to saying that he looks stupid, and then I'm hearing now he's supposed to say his moves look uncool. I mean, her saying that he looks retarded is a lot funnier. So, come on now, saying that it's uncool, I feel like she wouldn't really say it like that.
I think some people should stay. I think certain people should stay away from the OG Final Fantasy VII in that case, because
The hell?
remember what Tifa says to Barrett as they're climbing up the stairs?
What he calls
Stop
it.
being a retard, motherfucker.
Something like that. Yes.
Tifa calls Barrett a.
No, she calls. No, she just. It's basically, he says, "Stop being retard." Stop acting like a retard, and
Barrett, you better stop acting like a retard, or I'm going to say the N-word.
and you want to know. You want to know what
acting like that, or won't feed you any watermelon.
You want to know what Pro Jared ended up saying when he got to that point streaming the game? He said, "Oh great, now we gotta cancel Tifa."
Hey, she's already been canceled enough. I mean, that wasn't.
She is an Italian icon after all.
Yes, I was gonna say. You already made a mess of the Italian Parliament.
She had to have a restraining order. She and Cloud had to have a restraining order taken out on them, and after they got caught fucking in Italian Parliament.
I still want to know what hole that was going in.
And don't forget, Maximilian Dude has stared quite a bit at the Jack Opo statue of Tifa.
Oh my god, those look so good. Speaking of old games, Analog is making an N64 system?
Yes, there have been some breakthroughs recently with N64 emulation on field programmable chips, FPGAs, and that has led to the Mr. system getting. Wow, you couldn't have made that ragdoll not look all fucked up.
Alex, Ragdoll always looks fucked up.
Okay, game. You know what would be appreciated again. There we go.
Let me guess.
So, yeah.
If it started working.
Yes. So yeah. What was I just saying? Oh yeah. There's been some advances in the sector of field programmable chips, FPGAs, that have led to the Mr. Thing becoming. That was a waste of a spider drone. That have led to the Mr. Thing becoming able to run an N64 games, and so Analog has apparently been working on this as well, and they're coming out with a N64 clone system, probably the first of its kind, that's going to be able to play real N64 cartridges with hardware emulation, not software emulation, hardware emulation, which is part of the FPGA chipset. And like FPGAs are basically programmable chips that you can and used to emulate all kinds of stuff, which is why stuff like the Mister exists, which is a multi emulation box, and then they have stuff like the Retro Tank, which is like the best 4K upscaler, well, the best HDMI upscaler on the market, and it's quite expensive, but it's worth it. Unfortunately, I don't have one because they went out of stock right around the time I was trying to get one, but I'll get one eventually.
But
they've got
this,
that 4K coming out on soon, so that's gonna be neat.
This new system, though, it's not emulation. Then they're just playing.
It is emulation, but it is like it's hardware emulation. So they're programming chips to be able to run the hardware of the N64. Or it's basically cloning, because the way the N64 and all systems basically work is that they basically. Oh, hi Sandman, welcome back. They basically have a set of instructions on their chips. Hang on, I gotta pause the game to take a drink. They have a set of instructions programmed onto each of the chips, and you basically clone the information that's on those chips onto new chips and run it that way. Okay, so there's going to be a bunch of options. You can update it so that it'll have better emulation over time. Like, this thing is my fucking dream system because I love the N64. And to have something that has like a native HDMI with 4K out, even if it is upscaled, it's gonna be fucking neat.
Okay, so Alex, I have to ask, will you be playing the Superman of 64s on that?
You know, unfortunately, Superman 64 was not something that got destroyed when the pipe broke in the bathroom, so unfortunately, yes, I will be. Yeah.
Is it bad that I could actually imitate Mark Hamill's Joker laugh? To some extent.
I don't want to
Yeah. Okay, you know what I could do without him? I could do without you.
No.
MJ, why are you telling me? Call your husband!
Your real husband. Not Paul.
Now, Paul is not her husband. They are not married.
Good.
And Miles, it's Miles' turn to get his ass kicked by the Sandman.
Sandman be all like...
Next satellite.
Sandman be all like, I am... Roar, I am the Sandman, I am going to eat you.
We're off to Never, Neverland. Something's wrong, shut the light. Heavy thoughts tonight. And they on a Snow White. Why would they be? Anyways, that movie is shit. Well, the new movie is shit. The original is good. Although, it is kind of fucked up in places.
Well, speaking of fucked up, how many? Oh, wow, fuck you.
What
happened?
Oh, GameSpot was down for a moment there. But, speaking of fucked up, EA's boss explains why AI will be good for gaming.
Okay, I mean, we know why AI could possibly be good for gaming. Training things inside the game to react to how the player works. Actually react to how the player works.
I think
that'd be neat.
Yeah, but I think it should depend on what game you're talking about.
Well, I'm thinking in terms of like Alien. Like, rather than simulating having the alien like learn and adapt to your play style, you could actually have the alien learn and adapt to the play style. Well, that way, and like this, like machine learning for like computer, for like NPCs and stuff like that would be really neat, because then you could have the characters like interact with each other more, and you could change more shit as the game goes on. And if the game becomes more reactive to player choice, that can only be a good thing. It's like procedurally generating a whole new storyline, hypothetically based on the inputs of the writers. Like this is the kind of thing that'll mean that like player choice will actually have a meaning potentially, because you can train AI like in the game, and like you can train in the NPCs to do things. You can train in like the game to like dynamically react to the player's choices and actions. Like you can just have scenarios in the game. This is something that roguelike developers have been working on for a long time. I mean, you can have a scenario in the game that you could have dodged that, right? Just like I dodged that. I remember
Miles,
when holding triangle used to make them lose their weapons.
Miles
Now it
be
just
like,
pulls them towards me.
Miles is like, you can dodge?
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I kind of think that AI would probably be put like reactive learning thing, I suppose. Those would be
I feel like if they're not careful, though, it will...
in pretty good use.
I feel like if they're not careful, though, the game will be unbearable, despite how much quality the game has. Like for all we know,
it's J. Jonah Jameson.
Voiced once again by Darren DePaul.
like think of it like this. Let's say you're playing a fighting game and you're playing easy mode, right? And it's just a kid.
Yeah.
Let's say like an 8-year-old, right? And he loves fighting games despite him, not knowing like how to throw a special move or a combo, right?
Yeah.
Let's say the AI is on the game. That kid's gonna get his ass whooped the moment he gets to a higher level in easy mode.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying like you should be doing. That's rubber banding. Rubber banding is really bad for difficulty. Like some games can do rubber banding all right. Like Resident Evil 4 has some decent rubber banding in it. Because like the game, and Left 4 Dead 2, Left 4 Dead 1 and 2 have some decent rubber banding, because the games will like the games kind of try to do their best to challenge you, but also give you enough resources to barely make it through. So that's nice. At the same time, some games have really annoying rubber banding, and fighting games should never have that kind of rubber banding in it. And like you
Mario
should,
Kart.
at the very most, the kind of thing that you need in a game like that is like adjustable AI difficulty, that's adjustable by the users,
Yep.
I still think it's
Like
really
how-
iffy though. It's really
Yeah.
really iffy if not careful.
I'm not talking about reactive difficulty. Reactive difficulty is, it's kind of shit.
I mean, it's already getting a bad rap when it comes to AI art and GPT. I mean, I feel like anything could go wrong if added to a video game. We already got the regular CPU stuff, CPU players and shit like that.
I'm thinking about like what this could be used for in terms of like if you had like a 2D RPG where like you can have the players. Why are you subtitling this shit if they're gonna be speaking these things aloud anyways? I mean,
You mean?
the motion capture on this is so bad. I wonder who they had doing the mocap for Genki.
I thought it was pronounced Genki.
Genki, yeah.
Professor
I wonder who
Genki?
they've got doing the mocap for Genki, because it's like it looks like somebody who's much smaller than his model is in real life. She can't see you. Why are you still signing? Let's watch those lip sync. Although I am a little bit out of sync myself. Okay. Okay, Peter, you know what you might want to I know I selected 60 FPS mode, but like this is the PS5, and
My game doesn't need an FPS mode. It literally runs at 60 frames by default.
but like I'm looking at this shit. Like some of these textures look really bad.
Speaking of Disney,
it's one of. Yeah, go ahead.
Speaking of Disney, Warwick Davis calls out Disney Plus for deleting the Willow series.
Wow.
The actor had some not so subtle words of criticism for the streaming giant.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you put the amount of effort that he had into that show, even though that show was terrible, well, you'd be mad about it being deleted too.
Right. There's some hardcore Willow fans out there that were into this too.
Like, say what you will about it, it wasn't Rings of Power.
No, it could have been worse.
I mean, they didn't. Like, let's be frank here. Matt Mardigan was my favorite character, from the original movie, and I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Val Kilmer wasn't in that movie. It wasn't in that show, rather. I mean, granted, I can't necessarily blame him,
yeah,
because he's not in the best shape right now. Oh,
No.
but like I kind of feel like it's.
his role in Top
might
Gun
take a
Maverick
picture
was
for
pretty funny still.
Yeah, I like that.
Who's the best pilot?
Yeah, and they actually used Reese Beecher to recreate his voice because he had throat cancer and
Yeah.
couldn't,
I think he still
do
does.
the lines. Well, no, he doesn't have throat cancer anymore. I
No?
don't think.
Oh, thank God.
No, but they had to do like a really aggressive surgery on him. You've
wanna know
earned
what-
enough
Okay, this
district
is-
progress to.
You want to know
Earned
what
district
Warwick
progress.
said?
What did he say?
I met lovely people on a daily basis who are fans of Willow, who are the reason the Disney Plus series was made. Please tell me, what do I say to these subscribers when they ask why they can't watch the series anymore? He ended the post with an hashtag embarrassing. And let's see. And Disney responds, in the process of reviewing the content on our DTC service to align with the strategic changes in our approach to content and curation, certain content from the company's streaming platforms would be removed. That's not an answer.
No, that's not an answer.
That is nowhere near even a good answer. Not even a bad answer. That's just not an answer. You're avoiding it.
Like, say whatever you want about that show. People poured out blood, sweat, and tears to make that work, and to just delete it, delete it from the fucking internet. Like
Matt Hardy delete.
Yeah, like fucking, and straight up, I don't think there's any chance of them putting it out on like Blu-ray or 4K like they did Loki.
I was gonna say, because Disney said that they wouldn't be putting their streaming shows and movies up on physical DVD or Blu-ray, which is a shame.
Finally.
And a stupid move, because again, there's people really mad at the streaming industry for what they're doing, like cracking down on password sharing, removing movies and shows, delaying movies and shows, canceling movies and shows, raising the prices.
Canceling movies and shows that already were out or were already in production.
Let's not forget that they would be removed because another company wants to make their own streaming services. Yeah, remember when it was just Netflix and Hulu? One for movies, one for shows?
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
You remember when they were taking The Office off of Netflix so that they could put it on fucking Peacock? You remember how Warner Brothers sold Harry Potter to NBC, or at least the streaming rights of Harry Potter to NBC, and took it off of HBO Max? You know what HBO can't do?
What?
Come into my house and take away my fucking Harry Potter Blu-rays.
Nope.
Because I have the entire series.
Same here.
Much to my dismay for some of the films, but you know, no, they're. I have the British Blu-ray box set for them, so that I could have the Philosopher's Stone and not Sorcerer's Stone. But,
yeah, unfortunately, I ended up having to get the American version, so I'm gonna be
You know
stuck
what's
with
funny about that?
Sorcerer's Stone when we get to doing that. Which,
Funny
by the
thing
way,
about
thing
that,
is-
I think the
funny
Sorcerer's
thing is,
Stone
aside
sounds
from-
better.
aside from the
dialogue change.
aside from the dialogue change, it's the
still the same
title is the
movie.
only thing that's different. I think they didn't even. I think they just dubbed over the.
Yeah,
the
they just
dialogue,
dubbed
actually.
Yeah, they just dubbed it over. Or I'm just like, we gotta get the normie title.
Yeah, but fun fact: you can actually unlock Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone for Game Boy Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance on your American and Sorcerer's Stone copies. All you got to do, because the cartridges, so the Game Boy was region free, right? All you
Right.
got to do
No.
is just attach it. Just go into the language settings, and it's if you just use British English, it sets to Philosopher's Stone.
Hey, Alex.
Yeah.
So when do you think we would be
Fly
doing the Harry
away.
Potter film series?
Fly will fly away. I don't want to do them in December because we've skipped a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, and
we want to get to.
Yeah, and don't forget, we've also got, the old versus new stuff on the the animated films.
Yeah, we gotta.
Yeah,
and
we're-
once we get down, once we
once
get
we're-
past the My Hero films, we're gonna go back into the Pierce Brosnan movies.
No. Our plan
My
was to
boy.
do Johnny English.
Oh yeah, Johnny English. Shit yeah. Oh, we gotta do Johnny English.
Yeah, we're gonna do Johnny English. Then we're gonna go to the Timothy Dalton movies, and then we were gonna take another break after that.
Well, there's only 2 Timothy Dalton films.
Okay, so we could get Timothy Dalton and Pierce Brosnan out of the way since they both don't have a lot of films.
yeah.
Pierce Brosnan doesn't
Suits-
have a lot of films.
Not
Suits would-
really.
Not compared to the other Bonds. Which is kind of strange because he is like the one that my generation thinks of.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah.
He was the Bond I grew up with.
Dude, we're the
Funnily
dude, we're the
enough,
same- dude,
you know-
we're the same age.
funnily enough,
Mostly.
Alex,
I hate that.
what do you mean was you and Gizmo are the same age? I'm closer to Gizmo's age than you are.
How old are
Right.
you, Gizmo?
I'm 30.
Okay. Yeah, we are from the same generation. So Suits with 3 alternate styles, in addition to the original.
And I hate the fact that the 90s are now a long time ago.
So you decided
Go,
to-
my pretties, go.
You decided to put your effort into making Mortal Kombat palette swaps out of each suit, rather than fixing the fucking textures on the ones that already exist. Because I kind of feel like the PS4 Spider-Man game had better visuals than this.
If they start
Okay, I'm
chucking
gonna
out
go with the
spears,
inverted suit.
if they start chucking out spears, it's a rule to shut out. Get over here.
Get over
Advanced suit and Advanced Suit 2.0.
Speaking
Why,
of other
why are there
videos,
2 advanced suits?
how many of you are Pokemon fans? Don't answer that, because
Uh,
even if you're not, this is weird.
Assassin
special-
Spider-Man.
Special Pokemon Van Gogh Museum promo cards are now gone over safety concerns.
Well, that's random.
So someone decided to make a portrait of Pikachu, but in the style of Van Gogh and with the border of like the Pokemon card and everything, and put it in the Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam. Problem is that because there are so many scalpers, they decided to get rid of it because they were afraid of its safety.
Well, yeah, like Pokemon fans are fucking weird. People were like
Yeah.
jumping all over each other to get to the stupid friggin' in let's see here. Oh, I'm sorry. The stupid McDonald's trading cards that they had. You know?
Yeah, remember when kids were the only ones that were trying to, have slap fights over getting the rear cards? Now it's a full-grown adults outright spearing bitches through tables just to get these goddamn cards.
That sounds hilarious for some reason.
I mean, people are outright performing 619s on a fucking grandma just to get a card.
Oh, hello there, Sonny. Oh, God!
619! I'm hearing booyaka booyaka in the distance when I'm hearing people fighting over these cards. Holy shit. This card's mine. No, this card's mine. I'm gonna kick your ass. I'm gonna beat your ass. What is that noise in the background? Booyaka booyaka 619. Booyaka booyaka Rey Mysterio. Oh shit!
This sounds so fucking hilarious, Gizmo.
I mean, think about it, though. We got full-grown ass adults outright shivving a motherfucker just so they could get the latest Pikachu because it has a slightly different colored cheek. Like, bro, I love Pokemon.
And the Van Gogh tribute, it was fucking cool, but unfortunately, so I can change styles and I can make Miles look like Peter.
That's racist.
That's not going to be confusing at all. But yeah, the Van Gogh thing was it's a really nice tribute too, but people weren't using it for its thing, for the thing that it is. They were. It always irritates me whenever there's like beautiful art pieces that are supposed to be tributes to these
famous
artists. To people,
these famous artists.
Yeah. And people just shit all over them like this. Go watch the Van Gogh episode of Doctor Who if you want
yeah, I love that one.
That is legitimately one of the best episodes of Doctor Who ever. And there's a lot of great episodes of Doctor Who. And there's a lot of bad episodes of Doctor Who as well.
The time limit ones.
Okay, so now
Some more sad news, though.
This game is... They put Superman 64 in my Spider-Man game.
You're talking about Frank Giffen, Gizmo? We already talked about that.
No, Sam Neill's Jurassic Park says that his cancer remission may not be forever, and he's not afraid to die. Basically saying that he knows it's not going to work forever, and he's open to death.
That's going to be a sad day.
We're losing another actor, and it's another good one.
Yep. And the thing is like, we had just a while ago we had just given a lot of praise to the last Jurassic Park movie he was in, which was the last one.
Literally the last one.
They don't make another one.
Please don't.
They can't.
Please don't.
Because it was the best possible way they could have ended it. And now, they just...
You can't make another one after that.
You really can't. I mean, they've already gone... You know how there's a trilogy and there's like a theme around the trilogies? And so, like, okay, it makes sense whether it's bad or good, right? If they make this into like a trilogy where they got
okay, Sam Neill, Mary Jane shouldn't have any trouble.
Where they got Sam Neill, and then fucking the guy from Guardians, and then who else? Antonio Banderas? What's the theme there? The first one was about fucking up with science and then failing. The second one was fucking up with science and then succeeding. What's the third one gonna be? What's the theme? Like, think about it like this: the first one, they had this little thing where it's like, oh, you're fucking with science, and now you're gonna merchandise it all. Is that right? Is that right to not only fuck with science like that? Is it also right to merchandise the hell out of it? That was smart. The second time around, when the Jurassic Park came back after decades, right? Decades.
Yes.
Yeah. So what this is about, how nature should be left as it is. And the result of fucking up with science has
I have
consequences.
to tidy up.
has even more
I have to tidy
consequences.
up the house. Oh
Has even
no.
more, and like fucking up with science has even more consequences than just you finding out that you fucked with science. You know, now
Peter
you can't
Parker is
control it.
behind on his rent.
You know, now you can't control it.
Rent.
It's fucking up with the ecosystem, shit like that. If they bring it back for a third time, what could they possibly talk about?
Summoning
Speed
Exodia.
Nonagon? What the hell is this?
You know what I mean? Like, there's no way you could bring Jurassic Park back unless it's for
What was that
re-release to the theaters.
Yeah. You know,
And there's-
I didn't want to, just because I didn't want to play as Spider-Man's not so amazing friends, I also didn't want to play as Peter when he's not being Spider-Man and just bumming around his fucking house.
What's that? More Peter Parker bump. If you want more Peter Parker bumming around in his house, okay.
I mean, I wouldn't mind more of Peter bumming MJ around his house, but you know that's not
here's
gonna happen.
here's a line that he said. It's on the title of the article.
Good
I'm not
God,
in
the
any
polygon
way.
count is disgusting.
I am not in any way frightened of dying. That has never worried me, but I would be annoyed because there's still things I want to do. He's taking it very well, and that's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Does nobody clean this clock? Actually, hang on. And I'm gonna go into photo mode here.
And funnier news, just to lighten the load, Netflix is opening physical stores, and we all know about this, right?
Oh
But
yeah,
here's
we
what-
talked about that last week, but
Yep.
yeah,
Right.
if you want to.
But here's what's
Bring it up,
funny.
yeah.
Blockbuster had a reaction to it. The official Blockbuster Twitter retweeted the article, and they said, "Oh boy, should we tell Netflix how this ends?"
By the way, I shared an update on the current thing I've had at current bit of art I've had in commission, and in the live stream commentary text chat. And
Nice.
guys, do
Okay, so I have.
Oh,
a
Mason
few
said he has to
things
take a
say about
shower.
this.
all
Mason
right.
said he had to take a shower, and he's going to call it a night. I was wondering why he hasn't talked in a while.
Okay. So I have a few things to say here.
Yeah.
This marker is way too fucking big, and they've rendered way too much detail on this clock face here, because they have like grime on the front of the clock face. You could have just not put that in there, and we wouldn't have noticed. And they've also got grime rendered on this whiteboard here. Again, we wouldn't have noticed it.
Nor would we have cared.
No.
In more bad
So-
news, what was that?
I was just saying, like apparently Peter is a complete slob, and MJ doesn't want to move into his aunt's house with him.
Huh. But how
Go
old is
ahead.
he now? College level?
He was a high school teacher until he got fired a couple of minutes ago.
Ah.
Of course.
Some more bad news. Live action Gargoyles reboot reportedly in the works for Disney Plus. Who asked for this?
Nobody.
I thought SAG-AFTRA was still on strike.
No, I don't think so.
I know
I
that.
think they settled. I think they
Oh,
settled.
now he looks like Ultimate Spider-Man, and I know for a fact that that the Screenwriters Guild is off strike, but SAG-AFTRA was still on strike last time I checked.
I think so, but this is still kind of weird and bullshit news either way.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
by the way, Alex, one thing I had the artist rectify was the fact that it
This is modeled on the house from Spider-Man 1.
let's
so you
see
know
where-
how in the DC AMU Beast Boy's eyes are just like a amber-ish color, I think.
Yeah.
So it says here the animated cult show Gargoyles is going to be in production by the company Atomic Monster. And by James Wan. And James Wan's going to be the producer.
Of course.
Let's see.
Okay, this is a video game.
No,
Why does this picture look like it was badly photoshopped?
ask
You could have
Sony.
just rendered Why doesn't this look like Aunt May?
Because
That doesn't
Sony.
look like Aunt May at all.
Because Sony.
That doesn't. Yeah, that legitimately. You know, like if we look at this, we can see, you know, like her head shape changes dramatically between, you know, like so we have her with a long head here, a shorter,
Gotta go to the
wider
bathroom.
head here, and
I'll
then
be back.
and like this version is only slightly. This version is kind of like this one, but like this one looks like Gates McFadden, and then this looks kind of like my grandmother. My grandmother doesn't look anything like Gates McFadden, by the way, so. Oh, New York City Showdown, Crusher Hogan versus the Spider. Bonesaw is ready.
We're
Why
never.
does Peter have a knockoff PS4 in his room when he could just have an actual PS4?
Indeed.
Why does his PS4 look like my copy machine? I have a copy maker sitting next to me, and it kind of looks like this.
So as per usual, when the art is as per usual for the people who follow me on Twitter, or when it gets done, I will share the full thing to showcase what I'm talking about out here. Or so do look forward to that. Alex?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Well, in the meantime, what do you think of how it looks so far?
It looks pretty good. I can't help but be distracted by the fact that young Peter Parker looks more mature than old Peter Parker does in the main game. Why didn't they just leave his face model the way it was in the first game?
You know, funnily enough,
granted this one looks better than the one in the...
Funnily enough, there are two actors who have played Ben Tennyson in the game you're playing right now.
Oh, cool.
Because
we have Strong in this one.
No, she is not.
Who's the other one?
It's the actor who played Ben in the first live action Ben 10 movie.
Oh shit!
He's Harry in He's Harry in this game.
Oh, I'm sorry for him.
So we've got Yuri Lowenthal, who is Alien Force Ben 10 as Spider-Man, and then we have live action Ben 10 as Harry Osborn. That's certainly interesting casting, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
So do you feel like it was a sensible decision to ask the artist to change Gar's eye color or to its emerald color?
Learn guitar. Call Freddie at 555-0162. Learn guitar. Those pickups are way too close together.
Hey, Gizmo.
Actually, hang on. I'm gonna go into photo mode here.
Oh, speaking of Netflix, speaking of streaming services, Netflix is doing something it's never done before. Take a guess.
Do I want to know?
Which?
They are announcing its first ever live sports event.
What? Are they doing like a pay-per-view for a wrestling show or something?
A competitive golf, from what I can see.
Oh, that sounds stupid.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tuning pegs, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strings. Okay, but it only has 2 knobs, no strap mounts, really fucked up looking neck,
now
stupid looking headstock, a giant pick guard, two humbuckers put right next to each other, and no trem bridge. Actually, no. I take that back. The top of a Floyd Rose and the rest of it's hardtail. That's weird. Can't say a guitar show. Sorry, a guitar teacher or gets much credibility when he doesn't have the guitar looking correct on the damn page.
Up next, Halo Infinite players criticize newest microtransaction bundle for high prices.
I still haven't played Halo Infinite. I popped it in and messed with it a little bit, but I didn't play the multiplayer. Or I just kind of fucked around.
I can tell you right now that the multiplayer is fine. It's just that it still sucks that custom games only work if you have friends that play it, and only friends, not randos you find on the internet.
Hi, Harry. Boy, I hope you're not affected by some kind of symbiote from another planet, or one that your dad might have made.
A streamer, Mint Blitz, pointed out on Twitter you can get a Halo 3 themed sniper rifle skin as part of Halo Infinite Season 5, but it can't be bought individually. The bundle, including the skin, costs $30, half of what it would cost to buy the game's campaign outright. Mint Blitz expressed frustration that he would not purchase the sniper rifle skin on its own unless it lowers the price.
Ben, why are you talking to yourself?
I was
I'm
telling.
sorry. I get that this joke doesn't really come across unless you're playing my game, but you know.
Okay, so for context, since Alex is playing Spider-Man, and for PS5, Spider-Man 2 for PS5, there are two voice actors in the game. Have both voiced Ben Tennyson have played Ben Tennyson in some capacity. Yuri Lowenthal and the actor who voices Harry, whose name is currently escaping me.
Dude, you're walking with a cane. You're walking with a cane and you want to ride a goddamn bike.
Okay.
These haircuts are really juvenile. If you told me these two were supposed to be like 15, I'd believe you. What? Why are we riding bikes in Queens? Why did you spend time programming a bike riding minigame?
I will never understand this missile combo that in Metroid Prime, the flamethrower, because it's basically a really dumb version of the Wave Buster. Only it doesn't lock on to enemies; it just shoots a flame, like a short-range flamethrower. Kind of worthless, don't you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, the normal plasma beam is already better anyway.
Why did you just clip through that NPC? Why didn't you program the NPC to... When there's no more room in hell, the NPCs will run into walls a whole bunch.
Oh my god.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is PS5.
Meanwhile, my game is a Switch remaster of a GameCube game.
Yeah.
Which has also been remastered on the Wii. Alright, time to wake up the big guy. This charming fellow is a Phazon Elite. And...
Whoa. Here.
Essentially, if you fought the Pirate Elites before in this game, you can take this guy.
Okay.
Got Pilgrim Deluxe
And he's
graphic
dead.
novel.
Got Pilgrim Deluxe.
Scott Pilgrim Deluxe graphic novel box set.
Oh, cool.
I'm just waiting until something else happens. Scott Pilgrim Deluxe graphic novel box set is coming out 45% off on pre-orders at Amazon. And this would be the first time Scott Pilgrim has ever been in color.
Oh, neat.
It'll be interesting to read. I remember I read some of the graphic novels when they were, black and white.
We still gotta watch the movie before the series comes out on Netflix.
Movies. Also, a dog's going to speedrun a game at AGDQ 2024.
A dog is going to speedrun a game?
A dog is going to speedrun a game at Games Done Quick this January, and it will be the first dog to do so.
Why a dog?
Because I guess it's easier to teach him to play Rob than it is to play Mario Brothers.
That just seems kind of random.
I think it's adorable. I want to see how this works out. Like, think about it. We've seen guys blindfolded play games. We've seen guys speedrun through games that are not supposed to be speedrun in the first place. We've seen guys do glitch runs. We've seen guys speedrun RPGs, for the love of God.
We've seen guys speedrun on really bad games.
I think it'd be interesting to see a dog speedrun a game. I mean,
Flash for Homecoming. No, thank you.
We've seen
and we just destroyed an innocent man's radio.
It's not the weirdest thing we've seen anyway. We've seen a fish play Pokemon on stream.
Why are we as grown men sneaking into the high school?
Simple. Because you're grown-ass men.
Oh, wait, hang on. I missed the fact that this is a flashback, apparently.
Because, don't forget, Alex, you are grown-ass men, and you have nothing better to do.
So the fact, the contrast between the models is bizarre.
I don't want to live in this fight anymore. Cowabunga!
Unfortunately, I can't do that in this game.
Slender the Arrival.
There are no ledges. There are no ledges to hurl myself off of into nothingness.
No, I was just making...
Slender the Arrival gets an Unreal Engine 5 powerhouse for its 10th anniversary.
Okay. I remember the original Slender was built in Unity, if I'm not mistaken.
No, that's Slender. This is Slender the Arrival. It's apparently supposed to be like an actual company-made thing, where like they make an actual
Slender the Arrival is also built in Unity, I thought.
I'm surprised they actually paid attention to this game. I know Slender got some attention. I didn't know Slender the Arrival got this much.
Slender the Arrival was like the big game. Like Slender...
Well, Slender I know, but I didn't know Slender the Arrival got this much attention.
Slender the 8 Pages was like the free demo for Slender, or the Arrival. Well, and Slender the Arrival is it was fairly high profile, because it was the paid version of a previously free indie game. So
I always thought it was I thought it was just like a standalone indie game, not a preview.
No, so there are actually parts of Slender the 8 Pages that are in Slender the Arrival.
Huh.
Duly noted.
We spoke about Netflix a moment ago. We're going to do it again because apparently the prices have increased as the subscriber numbers surge. Why? So, correct me if I'm wrong, surge means higher. Like a growth, right? Why are people acting like the increase is a discount?
I don't know.
That's retarded.
You're telling me that people are automatically subscribing to Netflix because of the price increase? I know it's not because of the price increase, but it's kind of odd that at the same time they're raising their prices, people are getting Netflix accounts. Bro, how about you just go to get the DVD?
Well, some of the stuff people want to watch, like fucking One Piece and things like that.
At
Like
this point,
the originals are a big selling point. Goddamn hole.
right, there aren't
they
that
put
many,
One Piece out on
and a lot.
UHD.
There really aren't that many though, and the many that are there, and the stuff, and the ones that are there, some of them have just stopped.
Oh yeah, like Stranger Things.
Yeah, Stranger Things has stopped. Let's see. One Piece recently just stopped. They ended the season one. They're a success, but still, they still ended.
Now that the strikes are over, they're actually working on strike.
Right.
They're working on season 2 again.
Cobra Kai, I think they're working on their last season right now.
Yeah.
Samurai Gourmet, I think, only had the one season, and that's it.
What the hell was that?
Oh, Samurai Gourmet, it's basically about how an old salary worker in Japan has finally retired, and because he has all the time in the world, he decides to visit different places to eat. It's a lot more wholesome. It's one of those wholesome shows. It's better than
like
it sounds.
Spider-Man Secret Origins. Am I gonna see the scene of him getting bit by the spider in this game?
The show is better than it sounds, though. What it is that because of his fascination with the samurai, he imagines what a samurai would do in a situation like that or this. Like, for example, he goes to a restaurant, a fancy one, and there's some rowdy workers that are just being a nuisance. And so he would imagine what a samurai would do, and he's imagining a samurai going over to them and just telling him to shut the hell up and let everyone enjoy their meals. And they're so afraid of him, they like say, yes, sir, I'm so sorry. But because he was too much of a coward, instead what happens is a waitress goes up to them and politely tells them to be quiet, and they're like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. It's funnier than it sounds, more wholesome than it sounds. I recommend a watch. The old man is a really great character. He's adorable. Oh, and Zom 100.
I can't just find my own solution. I have to use your scripted solution.
Or don't you want to look for the final solution?
No, I'm kind of not in favor of that.
Fuck it, group up.
When freedom burns, the curtain has fallen, lost to the world as they perish in flames.
Well, now we've gotten further into the phase on mines.
Ever
yeah,
since
it
it started on Kristallnacht 38.
Here's something that's odd.
liberty die, and truth was denied.
Yes! Attack them, my pretties.
Here's something that's odd. Kick-Ass director Matthew Vaughn wants to reboot Star Wars and Luke Skywalker.
I know who he's gonna cast. It's gonna be really weird if he does.
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
What the fuck?
As Luke Skywalker?
What? Alex, why does that sound so weird?
No,
Well,
I'm playing basketball.
What is this? What is this? Top Gun?
Playing with them boys. I'll be staying, playing with them boys. And after the taste of sunset, one of life's simple joys is playing with them boys.
Why am I not surprised you know that song?
Dude, I own the Top Gun soundtrack on CD, so
you're a man of culture.
yes.
Not saying that you aren't. I was just asking. That's all.
He's a man of culture.
We're just
I know,
we're using
I
motion
have-
controls.
I have the 4K for Top Gun as well.
He's a man of culture. Man of culture.
I have the 4K. I have the Steelbook 4K. I have the 3D Blu-ray, the regular Blu-ray.
The Laserdisc.
Yes, the HD DVD, the DVD, the Laserdisc, the VHS, and the Betamax.
Oh god, no, 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 I can't stay in this. No, no, no.
You know, I know that
Oh,
the game
come on.
doesn't make you use the motion controls, but why are there motion controls
And what?
in this game?
I mean, in my game, it's just because of the control old choice that I chose.
Mine's
Well,
because
yeah,
it's the
but,
beginning
like-
of the Wii's life cycle.
This is some really strange. I can't say filmmaking here because this isn't a film.
Yeah, it's a video game.
Why are we able to talk to each other like this?
Okay.
How are we... Guys, how are we able to hear each other when we're like 30 yards away from each other? Well, not like 5 yards, but still.
Semantics.
Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, ba-da-dum.
So yeah, isn't it kind of weird that out of all people that want to reboot it, it's the guy who directed Kick-Ass?
Huh?
Isn't it kind of, well, going back on topic, isn't it kind of
yeah, it
weird
is
that out of all the people, it's the director of Kick-Ass. I would expect someone from Disney or Paramount or something like oh, I directed
Jerry Bruckheimer?
Oh yeah, maybe Jerry Bruckheimer, I don't know, but Matthew Vaughn? I don't hate the idea, but I'm still perplexed it was him of all people. Because do we really want a Disney Star? Do we really want a Star Wars reboot?
I mean, no, obviously.
Right,
He
and
means
but
no, but he
there are
means
already
no, but he means yes.
there are
Worth it, worth it.
enough. There were already enough shitty changes made to the original trilogy when they remastered it. Like, you know, the Han shot, you know, Han didn't shoot first kind of thing, you know, things like that.
I didn't want him to look heartless. Fucking.
Hey. You know, we could have just said, hey, sorry about this. Because my friend's
an idiot.
My friend's like playing a prank on me. Yeah. Okay, so, yeah, like them cutting back and forth. Why is Harry Osborn wearing the hipster beanie? I keep forgetting that I'm Spider-Man!
Holy shit.
What?
Some enemy just dropped a bunch of coinage.
To get that flash drive back from the security guard.
But how?
They just let...
Nice.
I wasn't aiming at that.
EA's Iron Man game will run on Unreal Engine 5, and it's not releasing anytime soon. Good.
What?
That's a shame.
EA is making an Iron Man game? I thought that was somebody else.
Let's see. Motive Studios has provided an update on its upcoming Iron Man game. No one should expect it to come out anytime soon. Studio GM Patrick Claus said in a blog post that the Iron Man game is still in early pre-production, and that the team has chosen Unreal Engine 5 to power it. I'm guessing they're learning from their mistakes with the Iron Man games from back in the day.
I mean, first Iron Man game was pretty good.
Was it though?
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, it looks fine enough.
I mean, it's short. It's just like, but it's fun.
Let me
There's
quote.
bullshit in there.
Let me quote Kevin Bacon. Can you fly, fucker? Can you fly?
Gotta make you understand. I'm never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you
When did Kevin
down.
Bacon
I'm
say
never gonna
that?
run around and desert you.
Man, what was the movie called?
Make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a
Tremors.
lie and hurt you. Harry Osborn literally started singing that song over the PA system.
Motherfuck, what?
Why?
They're really trying to get. They're.
Hi, Norman.
Howdy do, fellow kids. What the hell is that?
You know, I'm something of a supervillain myself, Spider-Man.
You know, it's something of an asshole that likes to kill people myself.
How did you know? How did you know where we were?
He used his Willem Dafoe superpowers, Alex.
Speaking of scumbags,
Harry, I'm sorry. All mother's dead.
Speaking of scumbags, Roblox CEO tells remote workers to work in person 3 days a week or they lose their jobs. They'd be fired the fire workers would get a severance package.
Uh-huh. Okay, why do you need... There are no downsides to people working remotely, if they can. You know?
Right, but these guys are acting like it's a bad thing. They're forcing them to come over to the building and work 3 days, or else. Like, why? What's the difference? Why?
You don't want people having commutes. You don't... Like, commutes mean people will wind up, you know, there's traffic, people are late to work and shit like that. And you don't want, like, if you want people to be, like, more efficient and whatnot, to not have to rent fucking office space.
What do you know? I actually found a use for the flamethrower.
I believe you have basically.
Yeah.
It's a building on fire.
Hey, space pirates, why don't you try jumping over here? Oh, one of them just fell into the phazon and died.
Here's another thing. If they do come back to work over there, even if it's just for 3 days a week, who are you to know that if they're not gonna fuck around like most workers would do when you're not looking?
That's the thing about insisting people come into the office like that. People are gonna start. It's malicious compliance. If people will start working in the office, they're gonna be wasting more time so that they can get to they can get to the house faster rather than without doing as much.
I mean, I know there's some upsides to like going to work. I mean, like you have.
Well, yeah, that means like you have a physical network in place where you can like hand shit to people rather than having to use the internet for it, that kind of thing.
Right, and there's like other stuff outside of work. You have an excuse now to go to places that are usually far from your house. You know, you actually talking to people. You're upping your social skills. But if you force that onto me, I'm not going to really want to not only do anything outside of work, but also in work. The fact that you're forcing people to come in when they're already working remotely, you realize that these are the same guys who are probably working in nothing but their underwear and probably drinking 1 or 2 shots of vodka before work to work on your shit at Roblox. If I'm working remotely for any company, I'm going to be working in nothing but my goddamn balls. I swear to you, I don't have to obey anybody. I'm not going to obey anyone's rules of dress code or work ethics or any bullshit. I'm working in nothing but my nuts hanging out on my chair while I give them a report of how many glitches there are.
Miles, you know that stuff dissolves after a couple of hours, right? Your laptop's going to fall on the floor.
You force someone like me to work over there 3 days a week and not have it as a suggestion, you realize that there's going to be some crazy shit happening there, right? You're going to be hearing girls and guys telling me to put on a pair of fucking pants. You better not force me to work over there, bitch. I'm already working for you over here. You have to come work over here. Why?
Yeah, Peter
Because
wants some backup for his horrible side quests that he's on.
Jokes aside, though, there are people that work like that, and there will be some shit going on over there on all sides if they keep on enforcing this. Have it as a suggestion. Don't force people to come to work if they're already remotely working. Because why would I want to? Fuck that. If I'm choosing to work remotely, it's for good reason. I would have quit Roblox the moment they try to force me into that shit. In fact, why am I working at Roblox?
I was gonna say I probably don't want to work for Roblox anyways, because they're not.
Yeah,
the company's not that great.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why would I be working at Roblox in the first place? The fuck. But on to brighter news, I guess. Nintendo boss says transition from Switch to next console will be smoother than before.
Yeah,
so he
I
says.
hope so because people are saying that there are rumors out there that the Switch 2 isn't going to be backwards compatible, and if that is the case, I'm gonna tell them to fuck off until like the second or third iteration of the system, because I have too many Switch games to not have that be an upgrade.
And now I've had to switch over to classic GameCube controller style just because my one of my Joy-Cons is running low on battery life, and I'm not feeling like using the one with a questionable control stick.
Yeah.
Anyway, here we have the boss of the phase
and we
on
got
Mines.
to an updraft.
Look at my stream, Alex. Look at how big and imposing this guy looks.
So, ba ba da ba da ba da da ba ba da 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 da. Why am I flying in a Spider-Man game?
Guys, if you look at my stream, you'll see how imposing the character that I'm fighting is. That I'm going to be fighting is. Like Gizmo, Alex, you see this, right?
Vaguely, yes. That's.
Now let's actually walk up to him. Boosh! Yeah, Samus only stands like up to his shin. One of the best ways to beat this guy.
Samus Aran is very tall.
Yeah.
And hot. Crush me, mommy. I mean, what?
For a minute, I'm gonna break this boss in two.
I'm gonna break you like a Kit Kat bar.
This woman would think the same thing after finding out a man has stalked her in Final Fantasy 16.
What?
Oh, no.
In 16 is a single-player game.
Oh, I mean 15. So what? Here's the article.
15 is also a single-player game.
14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 7, 6, 1. I throw you. 38-year-old Tokyo resident allegedly used character to follow another character, sent threatening messages. Officers from Hyogo Prefectural Police Personal Safety Section in Hyogo's Tarumi Police Station arrested a 38-year-old male resident of Tokyo's Chiyoda ward on Tuesday for allegedly stalking a 28-year-old female player within the online video game Final Fantasy XIV, and later on social media services such as Twitter and Line, which comes in as Japanese Twitter. According to the police, The suspect allegedly harassed the woman from March 20th to May 16th earlier this year, sending 22 messages asking her to talk with him, or else he would reveal past conversations to her family. Tarumi Station Police stated that the two met through Final Fantasy XIV in 2019 and began to send each other messages in-game through social
Hey,
media.
that's more like it.
But the woman later blocked all messages from him at a later time, and he began using his character in-game to follow her character around. According to the investigation, the suspect denied some of the charges, saying there were no romantic feelings. And for some reason, they decided to add in, as of October 2022, Final Fantasy XIV has 27 million registered accounts.
Huh.
Okay, so one thing I gotta ask.
That's probably a search engine optimization thing where they're like trying to make it so they get more hits. So apparently, you can just skip over the water in this game.
Is you tell us to do that.
That's definitely real.
Yep. You know, Alex?
That's not stupid at all. Excuse me.
So normally, this boss fight requires you to shoot at his shoulders and his knees. In order to take him out. However, because of how
I forgot I put Peter
this is
in that.
based off how the Prime Trilogy, which is the version that this
Why is Matt Gargan still in the scorpion suit?
Get away, Gargan! Your time is running out!
See that they've got a bunch of it locked up, but like, why wouldn't you cut pieces of this thing off, even if it is welded to it?
So, anyway, after you take out the armor plates on his shoulders and his knees, then you have to use the X-ray visor to find him in one of 3 phazon pools and shoot at, and using the X-ray visor to shoot at him until he dies. Does that seem like a fairly simple boss to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and unfortunately I had found out that Darkside Phil had once played this game. Not this specific version, but the trilogy version via the Wii U.
Of course he did.
And let's just say he thought that the Wii U Virtual Console version of it would have support for GameCube controllers, which it doesn't.
He's stupid.
Yeah, he is genuinely retarded.
Kinnikuman manga goes on hiatus as co-author undergoes surgery.
Hope
Manga-
he comes out well.
Manga creator duo Yuri Tamago announced
And
on
he's
Twitter.
dead.
He's not, but on Sunday that the Kinnikuman manga will be going on hiatus this week due to the knee surgery of one of its members, Takashi Shimada.
Knee surgery. Knee surgery. That usually doesn't go poorly.
A manga miniseries adaptation of the 22nd story in the online text story serialization Deep of Muscle, Kinnikuman Real Novels, will run in the main manga's place during its hiatus. The duo promised an update on the return date of the main manga next week. The manga creator duo known as Yude Tamago resumed their original Kinnikuman wrestling comedy manga as a free web manga in 2011. The creators went back to their first 1979 Kinnikuman storyline and continued where they last left the story in 1987. The original manga has inspired various television anime series and films.
This is PS5, folks.
Yude Tamago previously
Heavy attacks cannot be dodged. Period. Heavy attacks when it changes from yellow to red. How?
Are you a boxers or briefs guy, Alex?
Boxers.
Yep.
How about
boxers.
you? Boxers, are you sure about that? Because
Yes.
now you can purchase Amuro Ray's underwear from the anime.
I don't care about Amuro Ray's underwear. I mean, I'm all right. I'm okay with Gundam. I haven't really watched much Gundam. I'm all right with it, but
It's the fact that they decide to make this a piece of merch.
well,
that
you
I
know,
just
they
like-
have
It's not
Bandai
the,
has merch for just about everything.
not the jacket, the fucking underwear.
Peter,
It's
didn't tell you to
hilarious.
do that.
Come on,
God,
grab
I-
you. Ah, here you go. Pre-orders are made available from September 22nd to October 16th. The price range is 3,850 yen, which is around 25.77 after taxes.
I'm
However,
not paying $25 for a pair of underwear.
However, these serious garments are going to be made available again with new pre-orders being taken until November 15th. Afterward, the Gundam boxers should be delivered before the end of the year for all who wish to wear or gift them. These strange items showcase just how popular the Mobile Suit Gundam franchise has become over the years. To the point where they're selling underwear. Okay.
Are they gonna have a Gundam casket next?
I wouldn't doubt that. I wouldn't doubt if they did that.
Kiss has a casket.
Shouting, shouting, shouting out loud.
I bet Daryl was buried in a Kiss casket.
So for this Chozo artifact, you definitely needed the Phazon suit, because you would not have been able to get to this without it. Oh wow, I have 91% an item collection, 91% logbook entries. Holy shit. You know, some part of me ponders if maybe... Some part of me ponders, like...
Spider-Man. Oh, those are my guys. Sorry.
So, this is weird. The director of Sailor Moon, Utena, and Penguin Drum is suing a woman accusing her of plagiarism. Anime director Kunihiko Ikuhara takes legal action to sue a woman who has accused him of plagiarizing her work. You don't get that many lawsuits like this.
What happened?
Let's see. Anime director Kunihiko Ikuhara says a woman's efforts to pressure him for an apology for allegedly plagiarizing her work has escalated to harassment, prompting concern for his personal safety. Ikuhara has doubled down with legal action against the unnamed woman. According to Japanese newspaper, the Mainichi Shimbun, a profile creator in the anime industry, Ikuhara has explicitly denied the allegations, responding with a lawsuit claiming compensation for damages. This would also to sever as a deterrent against further aggravation. Per the report, the woman's attempts to encroach on Ikuhara's personal and professional space escalated to a point that justified police support. The woman initially contacted Ikuhara in April 2022 via a direct message on Twitter, calling him out for allegedly plagiarizing one of her works. When a colleague posted one of Ikuhara's illustrations, the same woman also pointed out that this was traced from her work. Ikuhara disputed the claim, denying any similarity between the samples. The situation allegedly came to a head when the woman emailed several companies that Ikuhara is professionally associated with, petitioning that they put pressure on him to make an apology. Ikuhara, who is also established in the industry as a writer, artist, and music producer, claims the woman went so far as to contact publishers, record companies, and talent agencies to express her grievances. This prompted Ikuhara to involve the police, who provided security to his home and advised that he considered canceling a concert for his own safety. Ikuhara filed a lawsuit in June 2022 and is currently petitioning for $29,400 in damages. In August this year, he spoke out in court to cite similar instances of harassment in the industry. He also asserted how his industry colleagues might consider the outcome of the case as a precedent for similar disputes in the future. As of October 4th this year, the woman maintains that her claims of plagiarism in court is merited. Ikuhara has established himself as the mastermind of legendary anime shows like Sailor Moon, Revolutionary Girl Utena, and Moadi Penguin Drum. He recently surprised fans and colleagues with a shift towards the music industry, changing his name to Bonzor Ikuhara, before joining the band Teiko Banban with members Teiko and Bonjour Suzuki, who performed the opening theme for Yuri Kuma Arashi. Ukihara is the band's music producer. Ukihara's lawsuit is in progress with a court verdict expected on December 13th of this year.
So she's accusing him of plagiarizing her, and
Right.
he's accusing her of stalking.
Yeah, so here's the big problem. They don't mention who it is that accused him of plagiarism. Now, if I think
guys,
this would have
remember
helped.
how I kept saying that the shit that was happening in the last game is an Avengers level threat? This is an Avengers level threat. We need the fucking Justice League out here.
Alex, here's one thing. It can't be an Avengers level threat unless Mysterio explicitly says it's an Avengers level threat.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, you gotta remember that Jake Gyllenhaal needs to actually say, now this is an Avengers level threat, before we can actually say that it is one.
Doesn't anybody else think it would have helped if they actually told us who the woman was and not just act like it's just some rando?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine if someone were to try and sue, I don't know, fucking George Perez for plagiarism.
That's not
Who
gonna
is
go
it? Can you tell us who it is? Can you at least tell us who it is so we know if it's bullshit or not? It's sort of like how when when people found out that the Batman was a sort of a plagiarism of the Shadow. It's like they didn't just say, "Oh, they plagiarized." No, there was like key evidence, and there was key evidence that it was plagiarism of the Shadow. There have been like tracings. There have been comparisons. The same thing with like the idea of a rich man like fighting for like the poor or whatever the fuck. You know, that kind of
rich
thing.
man fighting for for what's right in a corrupt city, kind of.
Right. So, but they found.
But granted, like that like the Shadow also takes a lot of influence from Zorro, and Zorro is basically Mexican Robin Hood. So
right, but they made enough fresh takes of the character that it's its own character.
Yeah.
They're not
Also,
trying to like plagiarize Robin Hood.
Robin Hood was in the public domain when Zorro came out. Zorro was in the public domain by the time that Remember how we used to just open these doors by pressing the button? Anyways,
Average Farmers remembers.
Zorro was in the public domain by the time the Shadow came out. I believe he was in the public domain by the time the Shadow came out. Well, maybe I'm wrong. The Shadow is still not in the public domain, which is unfortunate because nobody's doing anything good with him.
Unfortunately. And neither are DC.
Oh yeah, DC's not doing really anything good with anybody. Add more button presses and give us easier ways to kill bad guys. Now we're playing Half-Life 1. Yeah, I couldn't have stayed out of the water without, oh wait, I'm immune to electricity! I forgot about that. Because I'm Miles.
But yeah, I hope this lawsuit gets settled because
I want to know what the hell. I hope it doesn't. I hope it goes to trial because I want to know what the fuck is going on here.
yeah, I was gonna say
You know,
at the same
Miles,
time though,
you didn't have to kill him, but you didn't have to save him either.
At the same time though, we really should see what it is. We should really see who the woman is, what the sketches are, and what works that he's comparing it to say that he's plagiarizing stuff.
Miles is having acid flashbacks. I think he might have gotten a taste of it. I'm sorry, I just realized.
And here's the other thing too.
We've just given Miles Morales a taste of the fucking, what's his name? Scarecrow gas. Fear toxin.
Here's the other thing too. He's the director of Sailor Moon and Utena and Penguin Drum. 2 of those are legacy anime. You're telling me she didn't, report on him or sue him earlier for plagiarism?
I'd like to know what she says is being plagiarized.
Right, but here's what I'm saying.
Oh, hey Kevin, look at this. What? Look at this. We're ripping off Arkham Asylum.
Of course we are.
But here's the thing, though. She couldn't have reported on this earlier or sued him earlier. I mean, by the time Sailor Moon came out, she should have known.
I mean, this is assuming that it's a Sailor Moon thing and not something else. Well,
yeah, it's everything. Everything. Shit.
What now?
Kind of ripping off the Mysterio level from the first game. Like, we don't, as much as I would have loved to have, something, something like the symbiote scene from Spider-Man, the animated series in this, I kind of feel like this is,
That's funny. I give up too.
Unnecessary.
I give up on being a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Okay, so Peter, I'm going to ask you this a couple of times. Why aren't you just killing some of these guys? They never learn. They keep coming back.
You could ask the same question. Yes, Damon, I agree. Yeah, I hate the Fission Metroids as well.
Oh, dear God.
He's not here right now.
Indirect Cleansing says, hello, sorry for bothering you. I want to offer a promotion of your channel.
Ban him.
Go fuck yourself.
Ban him. I'm sick of those kind of channels.
That's...
But doesn't anybody else see the problem with it, though? She's now deciding to sue him?
I mean, yeah, it is kind of a...
This is the whole...
Like I said, it could be for recent stuff or it could be for old stuff. Who knows?
Yeah, but how recent was Sailor Moon Crystal? Like a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
And Utena was like, what, several? I don't know. I think this is just, if the way the fact that she's only now trying to sue the guy, I feel like there's some cap. There's like some lie in there.
What's up, guys? I saw you were still here. I'm not quite ready to go to sleep yet.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's gotten pretty late around here, and I wish I could have been able to do more in this game. And
Wait,
so,
the stream is over.
no, it's not.
Oh, okay, good. All right.
I'm just gonna be wrapping up in a bit.
Yeah, but before we do, we have a special guest, guys, and Kevin probably already knows who it is.
Alright. Is it your girlfriend or the cat?
It's the cat.
Oh.
You don't hear her?
I heard her.
I couldn't, but I'm playing a game with a bunch of gunshots in it.
My cat is telling you no, Kevin. calling you a liar.
You know, I kind
He's
of
a
feel
liar.
like Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man had the right idea of just start killing these fuckers. They never learn. They don't do anything different. You just keep going.
You could literally argue the same thing for Batman.
He's a liar. He's a son of a bitch.
Like suddenly,
Batman has a reason not to kill. You know, they never really stick to it, but at least you can write it so that Batman doesn't want to be responsible for anybody's death like that. But at the same time, like, Spider-Man doesn't have a no-kill rule, and he never has.
Kind of, well, to a point.
Well, he's been.
it's zigzagged.
I don't know.
Really
I kind of feel like we
depends on
should have
the-
left. At the very least, we should have left Scorpion to defend for himself.
Some of them, I feel like it's either impossible or tricky to kill them, or they just not worth killing. And when I say not worth killing, I mean, like, is it really worth killing the Shocker? Like,
I mean, when you're Black Suit Spider-Man, you're gonna think a lot of different things.
well, think about it like this, though. Is it really worth killing the Shocker over the Green Goblin?
Gizmo.
Oh, the Green Goblin is definitely worth killing, but Green Goblin usually winds up taking care of himself.
And then there was that one time where Green Goblin got killed because he thought it would be fun to impale himself on his own glider. You want to know what he said?
There was that one time at band camp.
You want to know what he said before the glider hit him?
Oh.
No, he said, "Here I come, world."
Wait till they get to the.
Wait till they get a load up. Something just fell.
He's like, "I didn't think this went through. I clearly did." And Peter's like, "Yeah, you didn't. You missed by a whole country mile."
That guy's fucking dead.
Don't post this on YouTube, Peter. What are you doing?
That guy's fucking
I had
dead
this.
too.
Oh, I had this recorded. You're kidding me. Hey, you said watch this. And then
Speaking of things to watch, Netflix announces December release date for Yu Yu Hakusho live action series.
nope.
Did they want it to die on the vine? Rebel Moon's coming out in December.
Why does it show up as an easy afternoon? What?
It's gonna premiere on December 14th.
Okay.
Okay, so it will have enough time and then not compete with
Maybe if I like.
Rebel Moon.
Here's the thing, though. I see this live action show as a possible thing. Because this show is kind of grounded in the beginning. They could do something with it for like the first couple seasons. People forget that the Yu Yu Hakusho is really, really grounded compared to other shows.
And yet, here's the thing: it can't ever work in live action like any other anime.
Not if we did something about it, because you know someone's gonna make Yu Yu Hakusho into a greaser, not a typical Japanese delinquent. They're gonna make Kuwabara they're probably gonna make Kuwabara the one black guy that
doesn't talk like this, and I don't want it.
They're probably gonna make Kuwabara the stereotype football jock. They're probably gonna make the Yusuke's girlfriend some spunky black girl that's trying to remind you of the privilege he's got or some shit like that. They're probably gonna make Hiei like the stereotypical Asian, you know, silent and like, I don't know. Actually, you know what? I don't think they're gonna fuck with Hiei. Point is, if it was live action in the U.S., they fuck with it immensely. But this is Japan we're talking about. They've had some bad raps with some live action stuff, but with Yu Yu Hakusho, I have faith. And since One Piece, the live action show, came out, they're probably gonna take some notes. Speaking of anime, Code Geass director reveals why anime featured so much fucking pizza.
It was product placement.
If
Pizza
have
Hut
you,
helped fund the show.
do you, Kevin, know about what that reference is?
Yeah, I know what it's a reference sense too, because
Yeah,
Pizza
so-
Hut is a product placement in Code Geass.
Yeah, so for those who don't know or haven't watched Code Geass at all, yes, there is a product placement that's blatantly obvious everywhere. Every chance they get by Pizza Hut, and it's not just regular pizza like cheese, pepperoni, pineapple, mushroom. It's always some sort of weird concoction of like hot dogs on the crust or whatever the fuck. Sometimes it's like an everything on pizza, that kind of thing. But yeah, Code Geass. One of the things that Code Geass is known for is its Pizza Hut collab, and the director here tells us why. I guess. So we first aired the first part, took a break, got our act together, and reorganized our studio. We had no toilets, no place to do meetings or check the footage or anything. The writers' room was just some room we rented in a nearby apartment. That's how bad it was. At first, the sequel was supposed to air as in the same time slot, but since it got so popular, it was decided to move it to a more popular time slot early in the evening. But that worried us because it would change the audience, so we had to remake everything as if it was a new show. But because if we didn't, the viewers wouldn't have gotten what it was about. That's the situation we were in, so we had to redo everything from the start. But there was also the fans of the original who wanted to see a sequel, so we tried to find a middle ground that would please the two and become R2. No wait, they didn't say anything about the pizza shit.
Gizmo, do you have any AI song cover requests for Halloween?
Michael Jackson singing "This Is Halloween."
This
I was
Halloween.
have the Disney bad guys all sing that.
This
Actually.
is Halloween. This is Halloween. Ooh. Oh, here you go. Those who watch Code Geass will know the multiple characters in the show are frequently seen eating Pizza Hut. As the series had a collaboration with the company, the most prominent example of this is the character CC, who displays a notable CC. It's CC or C2, either way, tomato, who displays a notable fondness for pizza throughout the series. In fact, she's always ordering it. Okay, you're not really explaining why there's always pizza. Oh, here you go. Why in the hell would they always be eating pizza? But since we had to go along with it, I figured we should all go all the way. I started having fun with it, and the rest of the staff also got on with it as well. Okay, so this was just I guess so. This was just something for the lulz. Yeah, it looks like it was just for the lulz. That's actually pretty funny.
You said going all the way with it.
Now I'm going all the way.
Speaking of going all the way, Adult Swim confirms final end to Fooly Cooly, or FLCL.
You remember Fooly Cooly used to be cool, and then they had a bunch of sequels to it that sucked?
Despite its popularity on Toonami, executive producer Jason DeMarco confirmed that Fooly Cooly anime series will not receive any further seasons. The anime series Fooly Cooly Grunge and Shoegaze from Adult Swim is officially coming to an end, according to a studio executive on X, formerly Twitter. I'm fucking calling it Twitter.
On Zitter.
On Shitter. Senior Vice President of Anime at Warner Brothers Television, Jason DeMarco, took to the site to
Missed
confirm
an opportunity for a QT.
that the network will not produce any further seasons of the show, in a post praising the work of the anime's cast and crew. Adult Swim considers Grunge and Shoegaze ratings success, and it's very happy with their performance. We won't be making any more, but thank you to everyone who helped make them a success. You taking the time to watch means a lot, DeMarco said. Fooly Cooly Grunge, a follow-up spin-off to the previous season. Alternative tells a story. Okay, yeah, you're the Huggies. I'm not going to spoil that.
God damn it, Gizmo.
Huggies.
Wonder what the hell Lizard Guy's up to right now.
Spirited Away.
Messages about Asa. I hate Asa. I hate Asa.
Oh, he's a murderer. Yeah, some retarded shit.
And all of what's on his walls are just
Oh,
Asa.
would you look at that? Mr. Negative has turned into Adam Driver.
That's not a reference on Lizard Guy.
Hey, Alex, is Adam Driver related
I have no idea. Probably.
You know, Jane from Tarzan.
Probably.
That's how I remember her as.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
Yeah, it was.
Well, anyway, I know this was a short stream, but I'm gonna end things here.
Yeah.
So, next week we're gonna hopefully do more Mario Party, and
Hi, Craven.
and next time on Metroid
I
Prime,
should have killed him.
I'm going to attempt to finish this game. So until then, I will be departing. Bye now.
Now he should be